It is Thursday and you have a long weekend ahead of you. This is the last math video of the week. So just stick with me here and I will get you started on your homework as soon as I can. We are on page 87 in the PDF, so it's another conversion. We're doing the same thing as last time. The only difference is that now we're using larger numbers and we're also using mixed numbers this time, okay? And in your homework, they're going to trick you. They're going to try to go from smaller units to larger units and larger units to smaller units. And you have to pay attention to what you're doing or else they're going to trick you and you're going to get the wrong answer. So the first one they did for you, on your homework, if they do one for you, I still want you to submit the answer in your Google Doc for your homework. It just helps me to know that you're following along and you're on the right page and things of that nature, okay? All right, so the first one that we're going to do is 1 1/2 quarts equals how many gallons? Well, I know that quarts are smaller than gallons, so that means that we're going from smaller to larger. So I'm going to say, okay, well, that means that I'm going to multiply by a fraction, because if we were going from gallons to quarts, oopsie daisy, if we were going from gallons to quarts, I know that for every 1 gallon, there are 4 quarts, okay? And then that means that for every quart, for every 1 quart, there is 1/4 of a gallon. All right. I kind of explained that a little different in the last video, but I feel like you guys should better understand that for every 1 quart, it's 1/4 of a gallon, because for every 1 gallon, there's 4 quarts inside of there. All right. So that's why when we're going from smaller to larger, we're going to multiply by this number, a fraction, okay? All right, so just like they do that, we have to split this up so we have the right units, all right? So I'm going to have 1 1/2, times 1 quart, okay? So this number, 1 1/2 times 1 quart, is equal to 1 1/2 quarts, okay? We just want to separate the unit. So now that we've separated the unit, I'm going to look at it and say, all right, I'm going to take this 1 1/2 now, and I'm going to multiply it by what? Well, we said 1/4 gallon, right? Because we want to take this number and change it into gallons, okay? So, and can we multiply this? No, we can't multiply this because this is a mixed number. We need to change it and make it into an improper fraction. So I'm going to take 1 1/2 and change it. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to change 1 1/2 into 3 halves, because there's 1 whole and then there's that extra piece, okay? And then I'm going to multiply the same by that 1/4 gallon. And then now we can just multiply across. So 3 times 1 is 3, and 2 times 4 is 8. And then I need to make sure I have my label, but there's a label in the answer. So I'm going to put 3/8. So 1 1/2 quarts is equal to 3/8 of a gallon. All right, let's move on to the next example. The next example is a little harder, so I know that one might have been easy to you. I just want you to stick with me at least one more, okay? All right, so C.